But he always said, man, don't let nobody tell you that the sky's the limit when it's footprints on the moon. I use a lot of things I learned from them to try to bring it out the kids as well. I think I have a knack for seeing the best in the kid and being able to bring it out of them. You have to make sure they're having fun, but make sure they know the seriousness of what you're doing. You just got to make sure they're locked in and making the most of the time they have.
Welcome to an episode of the Good Enough 2 podcast. I'm your host, Herman Senior II, where I like to meet with influential guests and positive leaders within the community. Today we have a special guest, Malik Perry. Malik, welcome.
What's up, everybody? My name is Malik. I'm a graduate of Fisk University, graduated in 2023, played ball there for 3 years, and I work with Herm in basketball skills training here in Springfield, and I'm happy to be here.
Yes, sir. I've been blessed to have Malik training with me since 2024, and he's been an asset to the program, asset to helping the kids get better.
Yeah.
And he's on his own journey as well outside of sports. So we just wanted to dive into a little bit about sports, but also more about your background and how you got to where you are now.
Yeah.
Let's go on that. You say you graduated from Fisk. Tell everybody what year, what you did there, and then how you got to Springfield.
Yeah, so I graduated high school and went to Fisk in 2019, graduated in 2023. I got my bachelor's in psychology and in data science, so I had 2 degrees at Fisk. And then I came to Springfield for grad school. I go to UIS, University of Illinois Springfield, getting my master's in data analytics. I came here because it was in-state. I'm from the south suburbs of Chicago, so I'm an Illinois kid. So, it was closer to home after being far away, so that's why I came down here.
Okay, so what opportunities here in Springfield or at UIS really kind of drew you to come here what made you make the final decision that UIS was going to be your home for the next 1 to 2 years?
One of the main things was just the University of Illinois system when it comes to like a tech and engineering degrees. It holds weight. My father graduated from UIC, and he always talked about how since having a University of Illinois degree, it helped them get jobs and everything. So
for sure,
that definitely drew me to it. And also, the in-state cost didn't hurt either.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So how did we talk about how we connected a little bit for basketball? Maybe talk about our connection that brought that together, and just what you've been doing with the program since.
Yeah. So, you gotta go back to the end of my senior year of high school as I was getting ready to go to college.
Sure.
In between my first coaching job, I was coaching with Cordology Institute with Donnell Osley. He's the one who trained me from a kid, and he gave me my first job. So, Quez, your old teammate, it happened. So he was a coach at the camp as well. He was kind of a mentor for me that summer. He taught me a lot of workouts that I still do now to help me get ready to go to college and play. He taught me the ins and outs of like working with kids and coaching and everything. So
shout out to Quez Brown.
Yeah, shout out Quez, man. So yeah, he's a very influential person. He's a great leader, a great black role model for me. So going into my freshman year of college, he helped me that summer just work out and get ready. After camps, we would work out every day and everything. So
for sure.
Going on, we would keep up and everything sporadically, not everyday talk, but we would keep up and everything. But when I graduated, I was reaching out to him about, I just reached out to him really just to catch up.
Yeah.
And we ended up mentioning that I was coming down here to UIS. I was asking if he had any connections for playing and coaching still, because I wanted to be a grad assistant. I was coming off of having knee surgery my senior year. So I knew my playing days were pretty much like done. That was just the reality of it. But he mentioned that he had a connection. He said, one of my old teammates, he coached at UIS. He was an assistant. I could see if he's still down there. He sent me a number. We called, talked on the phone, and you gave me a connection with the assistant men's coach, and then also with the women's coach at the time, was that last year. About the job openings they had. So I didn't end up coaching for the men's or women's teams, even though I interviewed for them. But it was a long-lasting connection. And then this summer, I reached out to you again, just thanking you for the help you gave me and everything. And you're like, you know what? You want to go in business with me, like coaching and everything? I was like, of course. I love the game still. So
for sure.
That's pretty much how it happened.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Been helping me since. Been building relationships with the athletes, and they enjoy having you around. So with that, what do you say your assets are as a coach, or like, what are your attributes or skills or knowledge that you think you bring to the game, and can, no matter what kid or where they're at in the gym, how can you help them be better?
I think I have a knack for seeing the best in the kid and being able to bring it out of them. I was blessed to have coaches that always. Well, I had two main coaches. I mentioned Donnell Osley and my coach Rico Hill. He was my AAU coach.
Yep.
And they were two coaches who always had like faith in me and made sure like they would bring whatever I had in me out of me to be the best I could on the court and as a man in general. And of course my father as well, but just on the basketball world, it was those two. So I use a lot of things I learned from them to try to bring it out the kids as well. I know I can relate to them on a personal level because as a younger coach, most times our kids has a coach, they're like way older. They look at them as old people. They're like 40, 50, you know. So
they think I'm 40.
Yeah, they think
aging
I'm old.
me 10 years. Come on now.
They be thinking I got kids, and I'm 23. So
yeah,
you know, having someone that's like they can look at as a respectable figure, like kind of like an older brother or older cousin.
Yeah,
is something I kind of try my best to do. It's always we do keep the respect factor, of course, but like it's always good to come at them as like an older brother, cousin type, so they can see a good role model and show them a good example and just be hands on with them. You know?
Yeah, and we talk about a lot. You talked about yourself too, the kind of character building that goes into it, but we have to be honest too. When you get to that next level, or you get to the level you want to get to when you play, it's real dogs there, and it's real people that are hungry, and they're taller than you, more athletic than you, and they worked harder than you, unless you really put that work in. So what I'm trying to ask is, how can we get these kids more intrinsically motivated to really put their best into every drill? Because we discuss it from time to time, and you know, when there's water breaks or there's stuff like that, it's hard to get them tuned back in, or it's hard to get them going from the jump. So what are some things you think we could do as coaches, or just even as mentors, parents, whatever, to get these kids to really see, like, all right, it's a quote unquote doggy dog world. Like when you step into competition, you have to embrace that game and world you're in. So what are your thoughts?
I think it's a thin line between looking at them as like kids gonna be kids and having discipline with them.
Right.
Because of course, when you're dealing with like 4th, 5th graders, you can't expect them to have the same level of focus as someone who's in a senior or a junior in high school or a college athlete, you know. But I do think that you have to make sure they're having fun, but make sure they know the seriousness of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like it's kids their age that have been taking it serious since they was in 2nd grade. You know, it's kids who like knowing they want to go to the league since they was babies. They got parents who's been raising them to be ball players and everything.
Sure.
And I was talking to some of the kids the other day. I was talking to CJ. I was saying like, you gotta keep working and stay focused, because these kids you playing now that you see in AAU and rec league, whatever it is, these are the same kids you're gonna be playing for the rest of your career. Like y'all the same age. You're gonna see them at AAU tournaments. You're gonna see them in high school tournaments and college. Like,
no, it's crazy you say that, because I literally played against Malcolm Hill in AAU in high school, and then again when he was at Illinois. The only place I didn't play him was pro.
So like my coach Rico Hill, he said that to me. He said you can't duck nobody because y'all gonna be going against them the rest of your career. And I've seen the people that I played in little rec league and junior high, high school, AAU, like college showcases, like we was all going against each other all the way up until then, really.
Yeah.
So even if you go to a school that's like I went to a school that was in the South and everything, but when you come back, you're still gonna run into them in runs, open jumps, pro-amps and everything. But I do think kids do need to realize, like, especially as they get into the age of junior high school and everything, it's the age that like basketball gets serious. Like it should always be fun, but I do believe at some point it becomes way more than just a game. It's not just, oh, I'm doing this for fun. Like at some point you gotta realize like you're competing for a spot, and you competing for a dream, and you competing for money. Especially in the new age when they get able to get like NIL and everything. Like you competing for money, and they just gotta make sure they're locked in and making the most of the time they have.
So I guess with all that, they would have to discipline themselves and make their approach more business-like when it comes to in between the lines, right? Obviously outside the lines, you know, you have moms, you got trainers like us, you got mentors and everything. That's going to help you get that business side off the court.
Yeah.
You know, as a kid, you still want to be a kid, but yeah, definitely once they see that competition level is serious,
Yeah.
I definitely think we gotta have less people yelling at them to take the right shot or do
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
You gotta have
yeah.
more kids telling them to play harder and be
Mhm.
tougher, like you mentioned. And like you said, if they're slacking off, you know, implementing things where they run after when they're
Yeah.
joking around, or if they're not even touching the line all the way. I know we get on
Yeah.
people, they
It's
stop
like,
2
yeah,
feet short of the
they
line.
like you can get more reps in, you can get more effort in. Like I think that, and we were talking to them about like being in the gym, and basketball is a blessing. Like even outside of basketball, any sport you play is a blessing. So when
Right.
you're in between them lines, whether it's basketball, football, you on the baseball diamond, whatever, like you should always give your all because
Mm-hmm.
like I know like I feel like we've all seen people who got it taken away from them and couldn't play no more. Like we've seen people who got hurt and couldn't play. I mean it happened to me. I hurt
Right.
myself and had to sit on the sideline for a while. So like, I understand like I want them to understand like the seriousness of like it's not promised. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's a gift from God that you get to play and be healthy and everything. But everybody doesn't have that, so you need to take the best advantage of it that you can. But it also does come with us giving them discipline. Like you have to make sure that they have an incentive to make sure I touch the line every time, make sure I go hard
Mm-hmm.
every time. Because at this young age, like you kids kind of need an incentive or a reason to do it.
Yeah.
They're not really at the age where they're like, okay, I understand the seriousness. I'm just gonna do the best I can because I'm trying to get some
Right,
some
just
money.
cause.
Yeah, you know, I don't think they're gonna get that till they like probably like juniors or seniors in high school.
Yeah.
A lot of times, but you just gotta make sure they understand like there's consequences for every action
Mm-hmm.
or there's reactions to every action, and just making sure that they do the best they can every time.
Mm-hmm. So, kind of touched on a few different topics, but in general, is there a quote that you live by, or any like kind of philosophy that you want to kind of share with people?
Um, I got two really. So one of my coaches, his name is Marshall Bennett. He told me. I remember he told me I was in fifth grade, and I thought I don't know if he made the quote up or not, but I ended up seeing it around. But he always said, "Man, don't let nobody tell you that the sky is the limit when it's footprints on the moon."
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was a young kid, and that gave me a lot of confidence. Like, okay, like it's not. No one can tell me like I have limits to what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? When it's people who've done better.
It reminded me of Big Sean. He said, "How sky's the limit when I'm moonwalking."
Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? Like the sky is it's endless. Like you can go beyond whatever you think, and it's all mental about what you believe. And I also do have my favorite quote. I actually have a notes in my phone. It's like my rules of life. My number one rule is never fold. It's like never quit, never give up.
For sure.
Like you know what I'm saying? Just make sure everything I'm doing, like I have my heart in it every time I do it. Make sure I just never quit, never give up on something that I want to do. Like life always got setbacks. It's never one clear path to anything.
Yeah.
It's never one perfect path. But if you always just work and, make sure you don't give up, like you can get through anything. And I think that's just the mental aspect of just getting through anything. It's what I was raised by my father to do, just make sure you just keep working and don't give up. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, sir.
that's my
Well,
thing.
I appreciate you being on here.
Yes,
At
sir,
the
yes,
end,
sir.
I have everybody look in the camera and say their name and that they are good enough too. So Malik, your turn.
My name Malik, and I'm good enough too.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
For sure.